Hey guys, it is with a heavy heart that I record this last lesson check, 11.4 lesson check, okay? Let's do it. Finish strong, right? All right, so this one says, what best describes the relationship among these volumes? So today we learned this is equal to 2 cones, right? This one would be 1 cone, and this one's equal to 3 cones. All right, so this kind of helps us figure out. They're saying X and Y equal together should be Z. That doesn't make sense. 2 cones plus 3 cones should equal 5 cones, and this was just 1 cone. Does not equal 1 cone. What about B? It says X and Z should equal Y. So X is 2 cones. And Z is 1 cone. That should equal Y, 3 cones. Yes. Okay, I'm going to pick B. If you picked another one and you're like, why isn't it this? In fact, I think I picked C the first time I read this, and then I'm like, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. So it says the difference of the volumes of Z and Y. So Z is 1 cone. Take away 3 cones. Cannot be 2 cones. If they swapped these, that would be true, right? 3 take away 1 is 2. But 1 take away 3 would be negative, and we can't have a negative volume. We don't in this situation. Right? This last one, X, so that's 2 cones, and take away 1 cone can't equal 3 cones. So definitely B is our answer. All right. Question number 2, a bowling ball maker starts with that diameter. Are you guys going to fall for that? Really? Going to fall for that? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm going to say, okay, the radius would be half of that. All right, and then the radius would be half of that, or 0.5, right? Okay, so a bowling ball maker, so let's make our bowling ball. Here it is. Has a radius of 4.25. And it says he drilled 3 holes in this thing. So drilled a hole, right, for the fingers. These are all little cylinders. 3 finger holes with a dimension of, so that the height, it looks like, of these is 3.5 and a radius of 0.5. And we have 3 of those. Okay, so we should be able to find out what's the volume after I cut those out. Okay, so the volume of my sphere, my outer part, right, is 4/3 pi r cubed. And then I'm going to subtract 3 of the cylinders. The cylinders would be pi r squared h. Okay, so let's do that. So the total area, total volume would be 4/3 pi times 4.25 times 4.25 times 4.25. Take away 3 pi, and these each have a radius, because there's 3 of them, right, have a radius of 0.5 times 0.5 and a height of 3.5. So I've really just got to type this all on a calculator. So let's go ahead and calculate this. So 4.25 times 4.25 times 4 divided by 3. Okay, so I get 102.35 pi. But it looks like our answers are not in terms of pi. So I've got to go ahead and multiply by pi. So times 3.14, and I get about, so the volume of my bowling ball before I drilled the holes in it was this. Okay, so this is too much. Those are little holes, so I'm kind of narrowing it down to B and C. Now let's figure out what this is. So let's put that in our calculators. 3 times pi, or 3.14, times 0.5 times 0.5 times 3.5 8.245. 8.2425. Okay, then we're going to subtract that from 321.392, and we get, ooh, I like it. We get about 3.15, something like that. This is, it says, what is the best estimate? We're going to say B. Nice. Okay, question number 3. It says Jimmy pumps 288,000 cubic centimeters of air into a spherical balloon. What's the radius? So this one's kind of working backwards, right? I have a sphere, and I don't know the radius. But whatever the radius is, I could plug in. So you could do this backwards and just try each of your answers. So I don't have an A, B, and C, but you do. And you could try each of those, plug it in, and circle the one where you end up getting 288,000. I'm going to actually work the problem backwards using algebra. So I get 2 radius cubed. Okay, so we know our volume is equal to that big number, and we're going to use the Lynch swap, right? So up here with the 288,000, we can move the 3 up here, and then this 4 we can move down here, and this pi we can move down there. And so that's going to give me r cubed. So I might need a button, and we didn't use this button in class. So this is kind of interesting how this homework is coming out here. I'm going to divide by 4 equals, divide by 3.14 equals. Okay, so my radius, not my radius, but my radius cubed is 68,789.8. So what I need to do is I need to get rid of that 3 there. So that's called the cubed root of both sides. So you could Google that if you don't have that on your calculator. I'm going to show you what that looks like though. Okay, so I'm going to go to a calculator, and I'll show you where to find that button. Okay, so here it is. So my number is 68,789.8. And, ooh, on this calculator, I actually have a cubed root button. There it is. So see how I pressed it? The cubed root of that is 41. So 41. Now, could I check this? And the answer is absolutely. You can plug in 41 here and see if you get a number close to that. So notice I've rounded, but 4/3 pi times 41 times 41 times 41 should be the one that you get that's closest to that. So 41 to the power of 3. See how that is that number, very close to that number we did, times 4 equals, divide by 3 equals, times pi. Equals, look at that, 288 and some change. That's the number you're going to get that's closest. Okay, question number 4. It states a glass ball was packed in a box. What would be the volume of the padding around the space? Okay, so this is the same thing. The volume of the total we're looking for, the space, would be the volume of the outside minus the volume of the item inside that's displacing it. So the volume of the outside is a box, right? Base times width times height. And the inside is a sphere, 4/3 pi r cubed. So the base, the width, and the height are all the same. 3r times 3r times 3r. And this would stay the same. So we got to do a little bit of algebra. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And r times r times r is r cubed. So notice 5/3 pi doesn't make sense. 9r cubed, I need to multiply that. So the only one that makes sense is C. How could we get that algebraically? Notice there's an r cubed in both of the terms, so I could factor that out. Gorgeous. Beautifulness, right? these are the same thing. You could show them in either order when I'm multiplying two terms. Okay, last one. This one's a curveball. This one's tricky. It just is. Okay, they got mean on us. They said a soccer dome has a volume of, so here's the dome and here's where all the little people are playing soccer. Here they are down here, like playing, kicking around the soccer ball. All right, I'll put in a little goalie guy. Here he is. Right, nice. They want to know, not the radius, which is, they want to know the area of this field. So that's the curveball, is I have to work backwards like question number 3, and then I have to take that radius and turn it into the area of the field. Okay, so let's do that. So the volume of the sphere is not what we want. We want the volume of a hemisphere. So 2/3 pi r cubed. But we know the volume. It's this 4,500. So using this Lynch swap stuff, 450,000, excuse me, I'll move the 2 to the bottom, I'll move the 3 to the top, and I'll move the pi to the bottom. And then I need to get rid of that 3, so I got to do the cubed root of 450,000 times 3, divide by 2, and divide by pi. 450,000 divide by 2, multiply by 3, divide by pi. Let's go back. Divide by 2. Let's see, did I do that right? Multiply by 3, divide by 2, divide by pi. Multiply by 3, divide by 2, divide by pi. Okay, that's my number. Now I got to take the cubed root of that. So I took the cubed root and I get 59.89. So I'm going to call that 60. My radius is about 60. Could I check this? The answer is yes. Go back and check. Does the volume of a hemisphere with a radius of 60 give me about 450,000? So 2 divided by 3, enter, times pi, enter, times 60, times 60, times 60. Yeah, 450. That number is close to 450,000. So now that I know my radius is 60, can I find the area of my field? Absolutely. The area of a circle with a radius of 60, the area of a circle is pi r squared. So that'd be pi times 60 times 60. Now I can keep this in my calculator, right? I had that in my calculator before. So let's see. I don't know what number you're going to get to, but what was our number? 450,000 times 3 divided by 2 pi. Times 3 divided by 2 divided by pi. Take the cubed root. That was my number. And now I'm going to say the area has to be pi r squared. So I'm going to square this, and I'm going to multiply by pi, and I get 11270. Whatever number you get closest to that, 11270. That's it, folks. Well done. Congrats on completing your final lesson check of geometry honors. Take care.